trainers in the world. Last week with Jermell Charlo, this week with Errol Spence Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Derrick James.
So, I see you, Sam. Thank you all for coming out. It was pretty short. I didn't know. Somebody asked me, where my man at? I did a little interview, and he asked me, there he is. He asked me, what did I think would happen, and I said, I don't know. My idea is always, if they could take it, the fight would go as long as, it lasts, whatever, but he couldn't take those body shots. I think that was something we worked on before we walked out the locker room. I talked to him about it. I said, we're going to work the middle, and the shot got in. I mean, that's always the shot that always works. Anybody's working with, he's sparring with, no matter how big, how small, when he hits them right there, they kind of all back up. Not fall out like he did, but they back up, and it was pretty good. Any questions?
Derrick, were you surprised with anything that Ocampo brought? It seemed as if he was willing to engage early on with Spence. Were you surprised just with anything that he shown?
Well, he said he was going to do that. He said, I'm going to counterpunch, and that's what he did. I mean, he obviously was a man of his word. He did exactly what he said. I think that a lot of times when you use your offense, you're open for some sort of defense, and that's what happened. He didn't cover up the middle shots. That's where he got caught at.
When we spoke with you on Thursday, you mentioned that whenever you watch film or when you watch fights with Errol, if you notice something, in his arsenal that you need to work on, you'll address it in the next training camp. Was there anything in particular you're seeing with Errol? And the fight ended early, so there was really not enough to see because he was in there and he was, giving it his all.
Well, no, I mean, I saw something I could probably do. I mean, we always strive for perfection, and I mean, it's hard to find that. So, I mean, as long as you keep striving for perfection, you'll always be working on something. So, regardless if it was a good fight, no matter how fast it was, you always still, I believe, that you have to continue to find something wrong, something to make it better, something to get better. All right, Dan.
Hey, Derrick.
Hey, Dan.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Errol's talked a lot about wanting a unification fight. He says he wants this guy, that guy, the other guy. If you were to advise him or be asked your opinion of what the next fight would be for Errol, which of those bigger names would you want to have him in the ring with?
Hey, I guess I would have to go with the winner of Porter and Garcia because of the business deal that we all have together. But I really want what he wants. I mean, I say that all the time. I don't try to interject and put my personal feelings in it because I'm just a trainer. But if I were to have it, it would be one of those guys. And then if we could get the other guy on the other side of the street we can all come together and play in the playground together. Right. Oh, yeah, Terrence Crawford, yeah.
So the other question I have for you is most times trainers, the fight happens, whether they win or lose, they go back, they break down the tape, they find certain things that they can use to harp on with the next training camp to improve on or do better the next time. The fight lasted 3 minutes. It seemed to me like there was one good shot from Errol and nothing else. I mean, what could you take out of that 3 minutes that you could possibly go to Errol with and say, we need to work on that? Is there anything you saw that was a problem?
Because it happened in 3 minutes, that means it was 2 minutes and 59 seconds to make a mistake. So I got to go back and look at it, and hopefully, I want to find something. You know what I mean? Because, you always want something to build on, to grow on. His conditioning was great. His fitness was great. And but the guy tried to mix it up, which he said he was going to do that. So you take this idea. They said, well, somebody asked him, which I think it was him, asked him to say, like, what do you think that you bring to the table that you could do? And he said he's going to do a lot of counterpunching, which he did. And his timing was a little off, but it would have been a little successful had Errol not had really good defense.
With your naked eye in the 3 minutes, did you see anything that you saw that you would want to work on?
I got to go look at it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How special was it that, in addition to your community came out, the Dallas Cowboys came out, people drove in from Tulsa, Oklahoma, St. Louis.
Yeah.
I heard someone say they drove 6 hours from Memphis.
Right.
And he's a hometown, basically, hero. How do you respond to the response that Errol Spence has had throughout this southwestern region?
I think there's no words for it when you think about it. I mean, because I met guys from New York here, people from California, from Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. Missouri, and I think I met the people you talking about that drove from Memphis. I mean, so I think it's amazing that there really are no words to express the gratitude and how amazing it is to have people believe in you, or you know what I'm saying. That's me. So yeah, but hey man, I don't even know who it was, man.
About to be a meme.
No. But no. So I think that it's amazing, and we want that type of reception. I mean, that's the type of reception you get to becoming a superstar, where people actually drive and spend their own money to come to the fights, and not just only local people. That's a lot of love, and I see a lot of love in my man from he came from Slidell, Louisiana. And my man, people come from, my man from LA, people from all over, Dan from LA, I mean, people from all over. So it's very special to have that, and it's good.
And to level up, it was a first-round knockout, and I saw 13,000 people celebrate the first-round knockout. I haven't seen that in a long time, you know?
Yeah.
Can you speak upon that?
I was a little afraid because, if you think about it, people come out and they spend their hard-earned money on a fight, and they want a little bit more, right? But they were so happy with that body shot, and they didn't think, well, maybe he's taking a flop, because he was really in a lot of pain. So I'm happy about that, because I was like, man, this can't happen, even though I can't tell him that because it'll mess with him a little bit. But I was happy, man. I was happy to see everybody happy.
Do you think
Wait.
this
Speak
officially
this guy with the microphone here.
Oh,
go ahead.
what then you next?
Do you think this officially mean that all roads to 147 go through Errol Spence now?
Well, I mean, I don't like to think of ourselves like that, but I think that in some sense that may be a reality, but it won't really happen like that until we get more titles, I think. So I don't want to even say that, because I'm not that type of guy to put myself in a situation like that. But I think that when he gets one more title or two more titles or three more titles or whatever the case may be, I think that'll be the case, But until then, I won't really even call it like that.
Final question for me. How big a deal is it to get into that?
Man, I don't know. I'm turning my phone off. I'm sorry. I'm just.
This is like a little sample of how it's going to be at AT&T. How big it is to be one day walking 80,000 people. Y'all make that walk down that aisle that y'all made today at the real Cowboy Stadium.
Hey man, we're gonna have to have some serious security out there, because you can't even really get back and forth to the locker room. So it'll be great though. I mean, I think it's great. It's always great to have a reception from hometown, people from all over coming out and support, and it's beautiful. Jeff,
Hey, Derrick, congrats, my buddy.
thank you, appreciate that.
Hey, I've seen you guys work in the gym. You trained with the world champion and Jermell
Yeah,
Charlo. They
yeah.
were both in camp together,
Yeah.
which is pretty much unheard of. When you come out to a fight like this, or any fight, knowing what you prepare in the gym, is it almost like fight night is just fun for you, or is there still a lot of stress going into it?
No, man, it's like you can't live your life like that, thinking that nothing is it's an easy day, because it could be a tough. He could land a good shot, or so you got to be really kind of conscious of that. And I was really cognizant of that, to say, make sure you cover up, make sure when you throw a shot, because you never know what he's gonna do. Because like we all say, there's not a lot of video on the guy, so he could do anything. And that's what my big issue was. Like, make sure we keep it tight when we mix it up, one shot at a time. Because you throw 2, 3, 4 shots, you might get caught one in between. So it's one shot at a time, and that's kind of what he did. Landed the one shot and then threw another shot. So, but it's I don't like to look at it like that. It's scary out there, because you never know what the guy can do.
And real quick, I know you and EJ are both even-keeled guys. You don't get too up, too down. But, fighting in Dallas, did you and EJ have a moment after the fight, just being two Dallas, homegrown kids?
Well, it's funny, because when he came back to the corner and I said, I told you it was gonna be the middle shot, right? And he was like, yeah, you said it. And he kept doing like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it was it. So that was really the shot, and that was kind of our moment, because I don't really celebrate. So I just kind of keep moving. You can't. I don't think I've done anything yet to celebrate. So we got a lot of work to go.
Ego.
You're right, man. Before tonight, you guys fought Peterson in January,
Yeah.
and you had the Peterson fight. Did you feel Errol is getting stronger because he's fighting more active for the Kell Brook fight, you had about a 9-month layoff, but him fighting frequently and kind of getting back in there, is that making him a stronger fighter, getting 2, maybe 3 fights this year?
Well, I don't think it makes him stronger. I think it may keep him a little sharper, and keep his focus on boxing a little bit more. I think that his strength comes from his understanding of how to rotate and put the power on the shots. So when he has that, so and he rotates pretty well. I mean, as you notice, that body shot was kind of like was real good. But the 2 fights this year earlier, with this one included, keeps him sharper, I believe. And so we'll get one more in the end of the year, and hopefully it'll be Porter and Garcia the winner of that fight. But I don't know. I mean, because it could be. Who knows?
How do you take that fight? Who do you think is going to win, Porter Garcia, and how does your fighter do against the winner of that?
Well, I'm always choose my guy first of all, but I think that I'm just going to look at it as a fan. I'm not going to really get into it about who wins because it doesn't matter. I mean, it's whoever wins, they'll be the best guy from that and the WBC champ. So I look to get another green towel. How about that?
Coach, you're a former fighter yourself. What's more gratifying, winning a fight or training one of your fighters to a win?
I think to help somebody fulfill their desires and become a champ is great, or better than me winning a title. So, I mean, I think when they win, I win in a sense, but I don't look at it like that because it's always better to help somebody else. So it's good. That's good.
I have a question. Going into this morning, Derrick, what's the what do you do to stay under 10 pounds? Like, are you in charge of it so the fans at home can understand?
No,
the 10-pound.
No, he's smart enough to know, because it's it's a rehydration period. I think that people misunderstand that with eating. Hydration is drinking. So I mean, you don't drink 10 pounds of liquid. You just drink enough to get you hydrated and keep you mobile. And then he eats a little bit, but not a lot. Making the weight was not a struggle because normally he makes the weight he's like 4 to 5 pounds within the weight a month out. So he makes the weight pretty easy. He doesn't, no struggle, no issues at all. So, he wasn't drinking 10 pounds of liquid because he's still in the, he can't get that out. So, take the drug test.
A light question. You went 12 rounds last week. You went 1 round this week. What did you do wrong last week?
Hey, we wanted it too much. You know what I'm saying? hey. That guy was tough, man. What you talking about, man? He's a former champ. Listen,
Absolutely.
if you think about all the people that he fought before, they didn't really beat him like that because he really didn't try to engage. He engaged with Hurd, and he was beating Hurd. I mean, he engaged with Jamal, and, it was a pretty close fight. So he fought Canelo, he fought Cotto, he fought all those guys, but with Jamel, he really didn't try to engage. I mean, I don't know why, because I know he's a much more aggressive fighter than that. But, he knew something that we didn't know.
Any more questions?
Uh-oh, what we got? It's my man.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Can you line up the top 5 best body punchers in boxing right now?
Right now? I don't know, man. I really don't watch boxing a lot, man. I watch the good guys, so it could be Regis Progress is good. Yeah. Errol is good. I think Crawford knocked people out with some body shots. I think gotta say Ward, even though he's not active, but he's within the last year or two. And I don't know, man. I mean, Lomachenko landed a good body shot. I did see that fight though. 'Cause I really don't watch a lot of boxing, but I did see that fight. That's 5. That's 5.
One of them was retired.
Huh?
I said, but one of them was retired.
Well, yeah, one of them was retired, but he landed a good body shot last year. Sorry. I'm trying to think. It's kind of hard. Like the heavyweights need to pick the game up. The light heavyweight guys need to be more, more body shots, more. But yeah, it's good.
Is Errol the best of all of them?
Body shots? Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, he throws so many of them. He's committed to it. So that's the difference from throwing a body shot and showing a true commitment to it. Because he's a guy, if he sees something, he hits you. And if he's okay, and if he doesn't get a reaction from you, he's like, I'm gonna get a reaction from him. You notice he threw some body shots. He threw some body shots. He kept throwing them. And he threw the right one. And, it was a direct result from the knockout.
How do you and your team stay so calm? Is it the Olympic training? This was a big moment, hometown fight, main event that he had never had. How do you guys stay like cerebral and calm in that process?
I just think we try to just be, humble, man. I mean, we're very fortunate, very happy to be doing what we're doing. For me, I realized this week is that when people come up to you, I can do it like 4 or 5 shots. When it gets a little bit more than that, I kind of get a little shy. I don't know how to act after that, So I think that we're still getting adjusted to this situation, and it's pretty difficult. It's not easy. So I think that's what keeps you just low, because you don't really want to, I told you the other day about the feeding people. I would rather feed 1 million people, and that would make me happy, and I would kind of be a little, up there arrogant then if I was feeding people. But this right here, this is kind of what I've been doing since I was 5 years old. So it's easy.
How did you and Errol Spence meet?
Well, I used to box in the gym with him, and he was amateur and I was pro. And we sparred like when he first started boxing. I was working on my defense.
That's my second question.
No, yeah.
How did y'all do as far?
Yeah, man, we working on defense. But then we kind of like over time, I saw his dad at a boxing tournament, he was fighting. And I told his dad, I said, look, he keeps throwing the same punch over and over. And his dad was like, man, yeah, I know. Do you think you can help him? And I was kind of out just from that. And he would come to me because he had a trainer. I would kind of like be a tutor. So he'd come to the gym and he started winning U.S. championships, all these tournaments. Then it was kind of from there, the dad wanted me to be more part of it, and that was it.
How many years has that been? How many years was that?
9 years this summer. So yeah, it was like he must have been like 17 or 18. So yeah, it was 9 years this summer.
Does back-to-back, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Does back-to-back wins with 2 perennial top 5 pound-for-pound fighters make you the leading candidate for Trainer of the Year?
Hey man, I don't think about that.
We got to start the campaign. Y'all got a campaign in the gym.
Well, you're right, but you know
Spence,
what? Like what I said is
Charlo.
that I did it last year with the Ring Magazine thing. So it's kind of like you've done it. It's not about me anymore. It's about them. Regardless of what I win, if my guys are not looking good, then it doesn't matter. I mean, like I said, you see guys who win it, and then they you don't hear nobody talking about them anymore. They take on 20 people, 40 people. You can't train all those people, so they start chasing the money, and they start believing that they really are better than they really are. I know that you're only as good as the time you're able to spend with the guys, so I'm not going to get out there like that. I'm just going to, I did it already. So, I mean, if I win it again, I win it again. But my guy's not looking good, I'm not going to be happy about it anyway. So,
Hey, Derrick, what did Jerry Jones say to you guys after the fight?
I mean, he was kind of just like, he was congratulating us and said he wanted an autographed glove, so I got to send him a glove. But that was it. That was about it. He wants us to come back. He likes the reception everybody gave us, and that's a pretty good deal.
Derrick, how quickly do you feel that you guys will be back in the gym?
Oh man, he can probably, he gonna probably take a couple weeks off because the training camp is pretty hard. It's pretty hot in the gym, really hot in the gym. It's hard to stay in the gym so hot when you don't have anything planned. When you're working towards a goal. But he'll start. One thing about him, he'll say he'll take off for 2 weeks, and he really won't because he likes to eat a lot. So he's gonna come back and start sweating out when he starts to get too heavy. So he won't even last 2 weeks. Yeah. So it could be within the next couple of weeks or so. He's gonna start jogging and he's gonna start working out. So he can't stay away from it, which is a good deal, good problem to have.
My last question to you is, what's the victory dinner tonight?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I gotta find somewhere to go get something to eat at. I'm not too familiar with this side of town, so we'll find something. You gotta tell Jeff. Jeff knows. He's from out here.
I got you covered, dude.
Oh yeah.
Just being on a minute or so.
Yeah.
I understand Errol's just getting changed right now.
Okay, that's
Yeah, he
perfect.
just finished with the
All
USADA or Rabada.
Yeah, you somebody. All right, thank you. Yeah.